Now, meanwhile, according to two new reports, two of the president's top advisors, Vice President Joe Biden, former White House Chief of Staff Bill Daley, both Catholic, warned the anointed one that his decision would not only be seen as an infringement on religious freedom, but it would also put valuable Catholic votes at risk. Joining me now with reaction, Fox News contributor Ed Rollins and the co-host of The Five. She deals with Beckel, with the patience of a saint herself, Kimberly Guilfoyle. Well, it is, you know, through prayer and fasting in his case.
Yes.
All right, there's a couple of things that are interesting to me. One, Biden and Daley said don't do it. Sebelius, other advisors said, no, you're going to lose the female vote.
Right.
The president had his decision was political, and he didn't choose religious liberty and religious freedom and the First Amendment. He chose either the female vote or voting for contraception.
Well, the liberal vote is, basically to appease his supporters, so he's listening to people like Boxer, and yet it's political pandering. That's what it is. I mean, he doesn't have any business getting into this area in particular. This is penalizing people's ability to express their religious freedom and First Amendment rights. It's a constitutional law issue, in fact, and it could go all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court.
And I don't see how it could win. I mean, this seems to be very straightforward. Politically, though, what do you think?
It's a death knell for him. Every decision this president has made and his team has made has been political since the Denver Convention. This one is going to backfire. The Catholics are 1 out of 4 voters. Conservative Catholics are a very significant voting bloc in this country. He got a plurality of the vote last time. He will lose it this time. They are mobilized like I've never seen them. I'm a Catholic. You're a Catholic.
Absolutely.
And they're up and they're up in arms. And
yeah, you're a Catholic.
And all you need to do is shift 5-6%
it was
of
interesting.
the vote. That's a big difference.
Did you notice what I did this week? David Axelrod, it's interesting because the political side of his campaign, they were trying to walk it back, and now he seems to be doubling down. I mean, you were getting these mixed signals as if they, once again, they don't know what to do.
Valerie Jarrett is calling everything. She called the Keystone decision, which was an idiotic decision on behalf of the environmentalists against working people, and this was the same case. She weighed in very heavily on this one. Bill Daley, Biden, who are Catholics and understand the politics better than anybody, basically on the other side.
And he's failing to listen, and he's trying to hide behind the fact saying that it's a women's health issue, and it's not. What this is penalizing somebody for expressing their religious freedom. This isn't something he should be doing, and like you said, instead of trying to come to the middle on this, he's alienating a voting bloc that he desperately needs. This was a voting bloc that worked well for him, 54% to 46% against McCain. He had Catholics on his side, and like you said, that's enough to turn it around where, that could give the advantage to the Republican nominee.
You mentioned Keystone, another bad decision. So we have this this decision, whether or not they'll try and walk it back again and pull back and act like they're negotiating. The president himself made the final call.
Well, on both of these, and they're all about politics, and it's bad politics. I mean, my sense is
if it's about politics, why didn't they then do what was politically expedient, at least?
I think he underestimated the impact that this would have.
Yeah, I do too.
You think he did?
Yeah, and the reaction that the Catholic Church and evangelicals and even the Jewish community rabbis have united together against the president.
In a major way.
On religion. In a major
Even
way.
liberal Catholics I know will not vote for him as a result of this. Here's something fascinating. When you look at Keystone and you look at this decision, and then add to that Solyndra, green energy, and the money keeps getting bigger, and we're finding out big bundlers had more access than we even thought. You add to that Fast and Furious. Seems like when he finally gets in this race, we keep talking about Republican divide, it's going to be an avalanche of controversy for them almost on a daily basis.
When I ran Reagan's campaign, he had a slogan, leadership that was working. They can spend $1 billion and they can't put that tag up there because this leadership is not working and it's not leadership.
But it's still hard to defeat a sitting president.
It is, and I promise you that whoever our nominee is, if we don't keep beating the daylights out of ourselves for the next 3 months, we'll be a very, very credible campaign.
Yeah, there's a lot of material to work with because Obama can't run on his record on failed policy. So you just have to figure out which one of these issues will be the tipping point that will unseat him.
Is this potentially it?
I think so. So far, in terms of the way people have
I do too.
coalesced together.
I think this is an issue. Even if he changes the position on, you're not going to walk away.
Yeah,
you now have bishops. You now have leaders in the church, lay leaders that are very, very upset about this. And like I say, it's 5-6% shift. And that makes the difference.
Yeah, this is going on en masse in the Catholic churches. They're discussing this issue, and it's going to continue.
Well, unless if you're in the military, of course, there was an edict not to read the Archbishop's letter, which they were supposed to read. Now it's another freedom of speech issue, which they were trying to squash.
Which was exposed, and now they've been. Yeah, we know who we're dealing with.
All right, guys, good to see you. It's getting fast.